You guys, what the hell was that? I know the camera picked that up. What was that? See, this is the shit I'm talking about with these evil spirits. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am excited to be doing this get to know me tag because I thought it would be great for you to know a little bit more about me, and I like talking about myself. I am filming with my new DIY ring light that I made for $20, and your girl had a whole tutorial on it and completely lost all the footage. So if you do see it behind me in the reflection of this glass, that's what's going on. We're just gonna keep rolling with it. So with this get to know me tag, I actually compiled a list of questions from several different tags that I just thought were interesting and I liked. So I actually have about 45 questions. So hopefully this video isn't too lengthy, but let's just get right into it. Question 1, are you named after anyone? I actually am named after someone. So my name is Candiss, and you really do spell it C-A-N-D-I-S-S. And my grandmother had a daughter. She was the daughter before my father, and she actually passed away when she was a baby from pneumonia. So her name was Candiss, and I actually was named after her. Question 2, middle name. My middle name is Kay. So back to the previous question, her name was Candice K, and I ended up inheriting her full name. So you spell it C-A-E with the accent mark over the E, but it's just K. Question 3, where were you born and raised? So both of my parents were in the Army. That's where they met and got married and had me. So I was born on a Army fort base in Kentucky, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. But I was primarily raised in Huntington, West Virginia. So that is where all of my dad's side of the family is from and still lives. And that is what I consider home. Question 4, what is your favorite color? Purple. Question 5, who was your best friend? My thing is, and still to this day, I never just had like one best friend. I always had a group of best friends, like a group of best girlfriends who all kind of, I have my own kind of like special relationship with each of them. Like, if that makes sense. Like, we're all a group of friends together, but we all also have our own individual relationships. So I have several best friends, and I always have. Question 6, cats or dogs? Cats. Cats. Question 7, what is your height? My height is 5'3" 3/4. And yes, the 3/4 counts. They've always just found it to be like that extra 3/4 every time I've been like measured for my height. So yeah, I'm basically 5'4". Question 8, have you gone to college? Yes, I've gone to college. I actually have 3 degrees. So in college, I earned a bachelor's degree in psychology and a bachelor's degree in sociology. And then about 3 years after graduating college, I went back to school for my master's degree, and I have a master's in clinical mental health counseling. So yeah, your girl know her stuff. Question 9, what is your favorite drink? Water. I like water. That's what I drink. That's all I drink. I like water. Boring. Question 10. What's your favorite animal? I mean, if we're just talking about like regular domestic pet type things, I prefer cats over dogs, but I prefer no pets at all. If we're talking about like exotic animals, I love elephants. I love how intelligent they are. Same goes for trying to think of the proper chimpanzees. They are like such they're like humans, and I love animals that are so like emotionally intelligent that they're like closer to humans. So chimps, elephants, dolphins, and I do love lions. I'm a Leo. I love a lion. Question 11, what is your favorite perfume? Honestly, I mean, it's really cheesy, but my favorite perfume is the Britney Spears Curious. I love that scent. Like, it just, anytime I've ever tried to go to anything else, I always go back to that scent. It is just, it smells so good to me. Question 12, tea or coffee? I would say both now. I did not become a coffee drinker until within the last year after having a baby. Honestly, I was never really much of a coffee drinker, never into Starbucks or anything like that. Now I do drink coffee a lot more, but definitely tea is my jam. I love tea. I love herbs. I love all of that kind of stuff. So I love tea, and I pretty much drink tea at least once a day. Question 13. What is your favorite book? Off the top of my head, I would say Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I love her. I love that book. I love that movie. I have quotes full of just stuff from things that she said and things that have come from that movie. I love it. Love, love, love it. Question 14, sports that you've played. My primary sports that I was always into was running track. I was a sprinter and I was really good at running. And soccer, I played soccer through high school. I was not great at soccer. I played a defensive position. So I was good at doing that, but I wasn't great at, like, I was not a scorer, so I wasn't doing any of that. And then primarily all throughout high school and even like middle school and elementary school, actually, now that I think about it, I was always a cheerleader. Always, always, always a cheerleader. I ended up in high school, ended up being captain of my varsity squad. I am definitely a cheerleader through and through. I was a flyer. I could be tossed high in the air, do basket tosses, the whole nine. I was a cheerleader and I loved it. Question 15. What is your favorite movie? I would say, like, my classic favorite movie is Pretty Woman. I love Julia Roberts. Love, love, love her. But I honestly, I don't have like a favorite movie. There's a lot of different movies that I like for a lot of different reasons. Like Inception. I love Inception. I love movies like that. Butterfly Effect, those kind of psychological thrillers. I love stuff like that too. Question 16, favorite YouTubers. So I honestly didn't really get into YouTube until I got pregnant. And once I got pregnant, anybody who knows, when you're a first-time mom, you are scouring the internet looking for any kind of insights, and you have so many questions and you're just so anxious and paranoid about everything going on. So you're just looking for any kind of reassurance. So my favorite YouTubers are moms. People who are very similar to me, stay-at-home moms in particular. Raven Elise, Erin Williams, Haley Page, I like her, and I like Jamie and Nikki. Are you single or taken? I am very much taken. Favorite childhood memory? I think when I was about 4 or 5 years old, we were living in Texas, in Killeen, Texas, another Army base, and I had dropped a pork chop behind the bed. So I used to still crawl into bed with my parents. They would try to put me in my room, but at night I would creep and crawl right back into their bed. And I had dropped a pork chop behind their bed, and one day we were all laying in bed and there were ants everywhere, like ants just crawling all over us, all over the sheets, just everywhere. And so finally, like, they looked for the source of where the ants were coming from, and they pulled back the bed, and it was just this pork chop covered in just ants upon ants upon ants. Like, it was just crazy. We always talk about that, but yeah, I would say that's one of my favorite childhood memories. 19, do you have any siblings? No, nada, not one. No step siblings, no half siblings, just me. It's just me. Number 20, what is your zodiac sign? I am a Leo, and I am a Leo through and through. Everything you've read about a Leo, which Leos have a lot of awesome qualities, like being very loyal, being very generous, being empathetic. Yes, we can be dramatic, very stubborn, think we're right all the time, and want things to go our way, but I love it. And the interesting thing is, both of my parents are a Leo. My grandmother is a Leo. My aunt's a Leo. Most of my best friends are Leos. And that's even still true now. That's been true even when I was younger, and that's still true now. I'm surrounded, like, Leos tend to flock to each other because we just get each other. We get each other. 21, favorite TV show. I am a TV junkie, you guys. So there's not one favorite TV show. I can narrow it down, but I will give you a little feel. I love reality TV. I am a reality TV junkie. Me and Chris both love reality TV. So I will typically watch any reality TV show, honestly. But some of our favorites are, I do like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I do like them. We love Survivor, like hooked. I love Survivor. Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then like my favorite kind of like shows are, I love Scandal, I love How to Get Away with Murder, I love The Walking Dead. I love TV, you guys, like I love it. So my DVR is full. Question 22, iPhone or Android? iPhone through and through. I've had iPhone since the first iPhone came out. Currently I have an iPhone 7 Plus. Oh, and I should add that I've never even had any other kind of smartphone. I've only had iPhone, and I don't think there's any reason to switch. Question 23, PC or Mac? So ironically, I am a PC girl. I love iPhones and I love Apple for that. I've never had a Mac. I've never felt the need really to switch. I love my PC. Like I don't have no issues. I ain't got no problems. I got no problems with it. Question 24, one of your bad habits. I'm trying to think. Like what's one of my bad habits? This is the Leo in me. Who has bad habits? Not I. Like when I think of habits, I think of like leaving the toilet seat up, or leaving your clothes all over the floor, or you know, not putting the food up, and I don't do any of that stuff. I am a clean freak. I don't know, you guys. I'll have to ask Chris. Number 25. Do you have kids or do you want kids? I do. I have a 14-month-old, beautiful, smart, awesome little baby girl. And I want at least 2 more kids, and I would love to have them right now. Question 26. Would you be your friend? And when I first saw that question, I was like, no, I would get on my nerves, like for sure. But the more I thought about it, absolutely, I would be my friend. I'm actually a really good friend. As annoying as I am to my own self, I'm not like that to like my friends. I'm a very like I'm such an open-minded person. Understanding, I give great advice. I'm very loyal. I'm very reliable. I don't care how exhausted I am. If you call me at 4 o'clock in the morning and you need to vent for 3 hours about something your boyfriend, like I'm the one to call. I'm the one that's gonna be there. I'm that type of friend. Question 27. First thing you notice in others. So obviously the first thing most people notice are, you know, physical characteristics, physical attractiveness and attributes. So aside from those things, I notice people's confidence. That is one of the first things I notice in people. If people are talking and they're just kind of like unsure of themselves and it's very obvious they're not maintaining any kind of eye contact, they're like, you know, stumbling over their words because you know they're thinking so hard about what they're about to say that they can't even just have a normal conversation, just over analyzing everything about themselves and what they do, that it just comes off awkward and their energy is just very awkward. That's what I notice. So people who are very confident and just self-assured, even if they're weird, like it doesn't matter. Even if you say goofy things, like it doesn't matter. Just be like self-assured in who you are. And I think that definitely comes with age. Once I got to the age of 25, I was just like, this is it. Like, this is it. Question 28. Do you have any pets? No. Chris wants a dog really bad. He is very much a dog person. I don't like dogs. I don't like dogs. If I did get a pet, I would prefer like a fish. But I will say that I have to be open-minded that not all dogs are the same, and I didn't know this. I thought all dogs were just hyper and bark. I hate the barking. I hate the barking. I thought all dogs did that, but I dated a guy previously, and he had this dog was huge, like humongous dog, but she had the temperament of a cat. She was calm. She was quiet. She did not bark unless like she needed to. She didn't jump all in your face. She was such a cuddly little fluffy thing that she was like a cat. Like she just did her own thing, but she was just so loving and cuddly at the same time. I loved that dog. If I would get a dog, it would be a dog like that. Question 29. What you want to be when you grow up? So I am very much a grown up. But when I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer. I just knew I wanted to be an attorney. when I was 8 years old, I watched the movie. I think it's called like True Crime. I'm probably making that up. But it was a movie about the Innocence Project. So there was a black man in jail for a crime he didn't commit, and he was on death row and he was about to be executed, and there was a lawyer that came and was able to prove that he did not commit the crime and set him free. But when I was 8, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that happens to people. Like, I have to change this. I have to be the one. I have to be that lawyer that is like helping these people. Then I got into high school, and my first year of high school as a freshman, I took a class where we watched the movie Sybil. And if you don't know, Sybil is a movie about a woman with dissociative identity disorder, aka multiple personality disorder. And I was hooked. I was like amazed. I was like, what? There are people who get to work with people like that and help them? And from that point on, I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to go into psychology, and I did. I did all of that. I got my degree in college in psychology, and I will say I also interned in college. I interned with the district attorney's office in Atlanta, Georgia, and I hated it. I hated the idea of law. I hated being a lawyer. So I highly recommend, before you go into any career, do an internship. Even if it's unpaid, it will save you so much money and time and energy and resources. It's so important to make sure that it's something that actually fits your personality, because you can really like something in theory. So in theory, it sounds good. You want to aspire to it, and it just looks pretty and shiny, and then you get into the actual reality of it and you're in the trenches and it's not at all what you thought it would be, or it is, but it doesn't fit your personality type. And so I did end up getting my master's in clinical mental health counseling, like I said, and I did work as a therapist. I had a career as a therapist up until about a year ago, when I decided to stay home after giving birth to Kylan. But I was miserable at it, honestly. I helped so many people and I worked with so many people, and it was every bit of as interesting as I thought it would be. It is one of the things that it pulls everything out of you. It is emotionally, mentally, and physically taxing on you. And honestly, the field, for one, you're really overworked and underpaid. It's very stressful. It ends up making you have like issues yourself, because you're taking on so much. You hear about it all day, every day, back to back, back to back. It weighs on you, and it weighed on me in a way that just did not work for my own personal emotional wellness. I would come home and I wouldn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be in any kind of relationships. I am scared of what kind of mother I would have been had I stayed in that career. So intern. It is so important. Sorry that was so long-winded. All right, back of the page. Question 30, funniest moment in high school. All right, I'll try to make this quick because this was hilarious, but traumatic at the time. One of my best friends, Markel, still my best friend to this day, he was just always into just stirring the pot and like causing like drama and little stuff like that. Nothing has changed, by the way. Hey, Markel. So in high school, there was an episode on the show Moesha where they basically made like I think it was called a burn book, if I'm not mistaken. I think this was in the movie Mean Girls too. So anyway, it was a book where you wrote people's names at the top of the page, and then you passed the book around and people would write whatever they wanted to about this person. So this person, she's ugly, she's fat, or she's pretty, or she's a hoe, or she's a bald-headed scallywag. Like whatever they wanted to write, they could write it about this person. So every person, pretty much all the like well-known people in high school had a page. Oh God, like just thinking about it is just crazy. So we called ours Hypnotic, because that was like the drink of at the time, like the whole blue hypnotic thing. So we called ours Hypnotic, and I remember the morning we created the whole, so ours wasn't a book, we created like a manual. But anyway, I had access to the office. I had access to like being able to print off a lot of stuff. So we printed off a mass amount of copies of this, and then before class started, we put a copy under like everybody's desk. So when I say this thing hit quick, and it was just the talk of the school for like weeks, it was crazy. Like they ended up tracing it back to us. And the issue was, they said, because we all obviously had a page as well, but we, on our page, there was nothing but pretty much positive comments. So they said that that was how they knew, obviously, you are the ones who created this, because how are the comments seem to be filtered only positive about only your little clique of friends. The issue was, nobody thought that Markel as a guy was like, you know, catty enough to do something like this, or a mean girl. So it all came back to me. Like, I became the sole person who came up with the idea and did everything, when really I was just the one who printed them off and like helped pass them out. The whole idea was Markel's. So I got completely blamed for it. People wanted to fight me. Like, it was bad. So obviously the principal got involved and it became this huge administration thing, like, and they had to like come in and shut it down. But it was terrible. Yeah, but it was definitely a memory. High school, yeah, it was. I had the most interesting time in high school and college. Hands down, I lived it up, and it was awesome. So yeah, that's one of the memories that was just really hilarious, but not so hilarious at the time. Question 31, what would you name your kid? So we named Kylan. I really love gender neutral names. So prior to knowing the gender of Kylan during pregnancy, we had settled on the name Rylan. So I read a pregnancy like name book, and they said like the trend at the time was combining popular names. So Rylan was the combination of Ryan and Dylan. I loved it. As soon as I saw it, I was obsessed. And I thought, you know what? This could either be a guy's name or it could be a girl's name. And since we don't know the gender yet, we're just going to settle on the name Rylan. And then depending on if it's a girl or a boy, we'll either have a masculine or feminine middle name. And we were set on it. We loved it. By the time we found out that we were having a girl and we started revisiting names, we started kind of going down the alphabet, just changing the R from Rylan and going down the alphabet and seeing what else would fit. And then when we got to Kylan, K, we were like, you know what? It's still unique. It's still different. And it's kind of the combination of Kyle and Dylan. So we settled on it and we loved it. But in the back of my mind, I was like, you know what? I still love the name Rylan. And it wasn't until after Kylan was probably like 4 or 5 months old that I finally let it go. And I thought it was so unique at the time. And of course now I always meet people or like run into people who have named their child Rylan. What is your favorite food? Question 32. My all-time favorite food is pizza. I love pizza. I love any combination of those kind of ingredients. So red sauce, so like marinara sauce, any kind of like breaded product, so either pasta or bread or anything like that, and mozzarella cheese. So any combination of those 3 things and I'm hooked. And Kylan is actually the same exact way, which is very funny. Question 33, what is your biggest pet peeve? Ooh, how much time do we have? I am annoyed by so many things annoy me. Good God. Dang, just clean up after yourself. Question 34, your Starbucks order. My Starbucks order is always the same. I'm pretty boring. I like a classic chai tea latte with coconut milk. Love it. Question 35, what is a weird habit of yours? I can't sleep, like I have to have the doors shut, like closet doors, bedroom doors. I have to have like doors shut. I don't like the doors to be open like that because it's like dark and I'm scared of that. Like, I think you should always close off everything when you go to bed. But yeah. Question 36, any phobias? I have a phobia of like dots. It's like, ugh. There's a word for it, and I'll actually link the word below. And if you're brave, you can Google it. When you Google it, the nastiness will pop up. But it reminds me of like a nasty disease when you see like holes like all into like a little cluster. That's what it is, like a cluster of holes and dots. Ugh, hate it. Question 37, what is your favorite season? I love fall. We live in Georgia, and Georgia is just, in the summer is just so freaking hot. It's unbearably hot and humid, and you cannot enjoy the outdoors, and it sucks. I hate summer in Georgia. I hate it. So right when that fall starts to creep through and the temperatures start to drop to like that low, like that 60s, low 70s. I love it, I thrive. Question 38, what is your favorite holiday? I love Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. I'm not, to be honest. I think now that we have a child, Christmas is going to start being like fun to me, but primarily Christmas is just brings me so much stress. Like literally as soon as December 1st hits, I am just under so much stress. I make it such a big deal about buying gifts for people. I want it to be perfect. I want it to be exactly what I think that they'll really love. Like I make it such a big deal, and I'm so anal about it that it just makes it stressful, and it just takes the fun out of it, unfortunately. So yeah. Question 39, have you ever used a gun? No, I've never ever fired a gun. I've never been to a gun range. We keep saying we're gonna go to a gun range soon, but no, I've never used a gun. I'm not a huge fan of guns, honestly. So yeah, no. Question 40, do you believe in ghosts? Yes, I believe in ghosts. I believe in evil spirits. I believe in evil energy. I believe in spirits, you know, taking over somebody. Like, yes, I believe in all of that. All of that. Question 41, do you have any piercings or tattoos? Yes, I have 4 tattoos. This is one of them. This is one of my favorites. Says mercy in Arabic, and there is a very important story behind this tattoo that I may tell at some time. But yes, I have 4 tattoos. You guys, what the hell was that? I know the camera picked that up. What was that? I think one of her toys just like randomly decided to go off. See, this is the shit I'm talking about with these evil spirits. Hell yeah, I believe in that shit. Like, what the hell was that? All right, let's get through this. Oh, and piercings. Yes, I have 2 holes in my ears, and I have a belly button piercing, and I have a nose piercing. Favorite artist, question 42. Beyonce. I mean, is that really surprising at all? She is life. She is life. Yes, Beyonce, President B. Question 43, how long does it take you to get ready? It took me to do this, so very simple, basic, took me 10 minutes. And that's gotten a lot easier as I've started putting more investment into my skincare and hair care. It just makes everything so much easier when you're starting with a foundation that is not just raggedy and ratchet. But otherwise it would take me like an hour. No, I'm gonna say on average 30 minutes. If I have to like also shower and I actually have to like style my hair, and I really want to like really do my makeup, get dressed, all of that, I would say about 30 to 35 minutes. Yeah. Question 44. Last question, you guys. Yay. What is the reason you joined YouTube? All right, so like I said, when I got pregnant, that is when I was just really scouring the internet looking for information and people that I could relate to and just kind of bounce off ideas during my pregnancy and just becoming a first-time mom. And so I would say, even if you notice the YouTubers that I named, they're all vloggers. I'm very into vlog style channels. I don't really watch like hair people or makeup people at all. I'm very into vloggers. I like that like real life kind of feel, and I guess that just goes into also why, like how I'm just such a reality TV junkie. So I like that reality aspect of people who have YouTube channels. So a lot of times when I'm watching a lot of these vlogs and these channels, I'm like, you know what? Their life isn't any different than mine. Like, it's not any more interesting than mine. It's not any more boring than mine. Like, I could easily do this too. And if these channels were really helpful to me, you know, I start a channel and it could be just as helpful to other people. Maybe there are people who can relate to me a little better just for certain, you know, whatever reasons. So yeah, that's why I decided to start a YouTube channel. I found that with YouTube, I really enjoy making the videos, and making the videos are pretty simple, but the editing, whoo, the editing is a lot. It is a lot of work. I just hope to, you know, be able to grow my channel. Like that's just the, you know, obviously the biggest hurdle when you are a new YouTuber, you know, just kind of growing your channel. And I can easily promote my YouTube channel on those social media pages, but so much of those pages are people that I have personal relationships with, and I just haven't gotten to that point of where like I'm comfortable with the vulnerability of it. And apparently that's like a common thing that I've seen a lot of YouTubers when they're starting out talk about, like, when do you get to the point where you could like let people who you really know in real life watch your videos? So I'm not there yet, and if I were, I definitely could grow my channel a lot quicker and a lot easier. But right now I'm just trying to, you know, get more comfortable on the camera and with my editing, with my videos, until I feel a lot more confident. Yeah guys, we are at the end of this. That was 44 questions, and hopefully this was interesting enough to watch all the way through. I know this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this get to know me tag. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like this video. It really helps my channel to grow. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about, you know, do you have anything in common with some of the things that I said, or am I just, you know, a weirdo? Let me know. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.